Hi everyone, I'm the CMO of Aster, which is a privacy-first end-to-end encrypted email client, and if you're watching this, you either just set up your account or you're trying to recover it. But let's get started from the top, assuming you just created your account and you want to get started setting up your inbox to make it personalized for you. So first you're going to want to go over to your settings, and under appearance, you can first select your preference on whether you want light mode or dark mode. Personally, I'm a dark mode guy, so I'm just going to go with that. And next, you can select your language, your time format, date format, and your email view mode. This is an important one depending on what email client you're coming from. Personally, in the past, I've used other email clients that have more of a full page view. So that's just my personal preference and what I'm used to. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this option. And next you can head over to the account section. Here you can add a little profile picture, change your banner and theme color, along with giving yourself a little display name, and I highly suggest adding a recovery email address. This will be important during the recovery section later on in the video. Next is the accessibility section. So if you have any type of impairments, you can tweak them and make it just right for you here. But moving on past that, I would suggest messing with the security settings here. I'm gonna disable blocking remote images. I'm not signed up to many newsletters, and Aster does a great job of automatically sorting phishing emails into spam, so it just makes it a lot more convenient for me not having to manually allow images on every single email. Same deal with fonts or remote CSS. Of course, these are all your preferences, and you also have blocking spy pixels. It just depends on what you're interested in. But our next important section is the security settings, and once again, this is under the fourth setting in the general tab. And here you can enable two-factor authentication. So if we toggle this on, it will pop up a QR code on the screen, which is blacked out in this demo, so you cannot see this. It also gives you a code right above my mouse here, which you can enter into your two-factor authentication software. But once you do that, it works like any other 2FA on any other service. And next up, you have a session timeout. Highly recommended if you're sharing a computer or using it in a public space. You may forget to log out or something along those lines, which in that case, you'll automatically get logged out. Another feature I strongly suggest is the login alert. So this will notify you of every time your account is logged into, which may be important if there's some type of intrusion that happens. Additionally, you have external link warnings. Personally, I'm careful at clicking any types of links or buttons on emails, so I don't need this extra protection on the client itself, so I'm going to disable it. But for you, you may want that extra level of protection if you ever slip up. Additionally, something that a lot of other clients do not have is forward secrecy, where it'll automatically rotate your private keys. So if anybody gets them, it won't really matter because they will be changed in a very short while. So I would suggest turning it on, and you can customize this to however you like. So you can either choose daily, monthly, weekly, and also set a history limit, or just manually do them now if you have any type of concerns. Also, as for recovery, this is where you can change your password. It's under the security tab once more. So once you click on it, you enter your current password, and then you just throw in your new passwords. Next is the session security. So here it would show you if you're logged in on your mobile device or if you're logged in on another browser, which in this case, it does show that I am logged in on Edge for Windows. So if I don't want that, I just click sign out, and there you go. Now that browser is signed out of my account. One of the other very important tabs is going to be the encryption tab, which is the fifth tab down in the general section. So we're interested in the recovery codes. Now, if you did not download your recovery codes when you were signing up, it is very important that you regenerate them now and download it and store them in a safe place. Because in the case you completely forget your passwords, you no longer have access to your recovery emails, or you did not add a recovery email, these recovery codes are pretty much the only way you'll be able to get your Astermail account back. So you do only have 6 regenerations available. So once again, it's very important that you store these codes in a safe place that's accessible and you do not lose them. But with the worst case scenarios out of the way, let's go back to finishing your import process. So I assume you're coming from another email client. So if you go under the mail section to import, you can go ahead and automatically import your inboxes, or also do them from manual if you're coming from any other clients other than these 3. Under behavior, you also have some very specific customizations to just change the behavior of the email client, like the sidebar width or the amount of time you have to cancel an email send, or the ability to undo an email send within a certain period of time, or a confirmation to delete emails. Just a lot of small tweaks to make it perfect for you. And lastly, one of the most important features for me is the mail management section, where you can add external accounts. So essentially, this is where you can add POP3 or IMAP email accounts. So if you have a web server where you have a domain email and you've been receiving email there for a while and you have thousands of emails, this is a very easy way to quickly import them and continue receiving emails through that web server onto Aster. We may make a video on this in the future if there's any type of confusion that we see either in the comments or in our Discord community. And speaking of those, you can also join them in the description below. That's pretty much it for setup and recovery, and we'll hope to see you there.